Alright, we got a lot of stuff going on with the child sex trafficking here in America and the government's involvement. Not just CPS, not just that dude who got murdered in jail, but we got at least 3 former presidents, well, 2 former presidents and a current president who have close ties to that motherfucker. Was I the product of child sex trafficking? No. I was raped in the system. I was molested in the system. By the system, I'm talking about the foster care system. But that doesn't just include foster parents and foster homes. That also includes the criminal justice system, where you, as a child, when you tell on the people who did this, this is where you go. You are prosecuted for telling on the people who did this to you. You're sent to nuthatches. That's a fancy way of saying mental hospital. I went through a lot of abuse in mental hospitals. When you tell on people who do bad shit and you don't have family, you get the drugs, you get the shackles. That's what you get. Was I aware of the child sex trafficking going on when I was a child? Yes, I was. I was in those institutions listening to the stories of other children. The girls who cut themselves because their daddy wouldn't stop touching them. And they tell on daddy. Mommy doesn't believe them, so they're given a choice. You can either live with your dad, who can't keep his nasty cock beaters to himself, or you can go into the system. And when you go into the system, you get it worse. There are people that I know who have been through this. Not just me. Boys aren't supposed to say nothing. It's shameful, and they're not men anymore if they admit to it. My older brother was molested in a place called Colorado Christian Home. I wonder where that's at. I wonder who runs it. You guys want to treat me like I'm some sort of fucking loony. Meanwhile, the things that I was talking about, they all come out in the news. From Wayland Lolatai to Clearview Behavioral Health to CPS, lying to take children from loving parents. Because why? Because these are the broke parents of white girls with blonde hair and blue eyes under the age of 6. You want to talk about sex trafficking? Tell you what, let's ignore all that. Let's go kill some foreigners. That's a good idea, isn't it? Let's go bomb Iraq. Let's go bomb Chechnya. Let's go bomb some people, and it's all right, isn't it? We use our guns, and it makes everything okay. It's okay that children are being forced into sex slavery by our government officials. And it's fine, because we have guns, and we have stupid children who grew up spoiled as fuck, willing to go shoot foreigners in foreign lands for rights that we don't have here in the United States of fucking America. You goddamn right you're fucking cowards. You know, a lot of these soldiers, they come from good homes. They think they know what they're fighting for, but all they know is mommy and daddy's house. Mommy and daddy's house. And they join the military. and they go kill a bunch of foreign kids. Then they come back home and they realize they're not living in mommy and daddy's house anymore, and they blow their goddamn heads off. You have any idea how many of my loved ones were in the military and are now dead? Self-inflicted fucking wounds. Fuck you, you're all fucking cowards. And you procrastinate and procrastinate. When it's family, you give a fuck. When your family actually does wrong, you will fucking lie for them so they don't get in trouble. Not caring about the innocent lives that they fucking destroyed. You pieces of shit. My family could have saved me a lot of bullshit. My mother, Angela K. Wade, and my father, Brian David Schwartz, they could have chosen their children over their drugs, over their selfishness. But they didn't. As a result, I grew up in the system. Now, I could say, honestly, that I actually was part of the sex trafficking as a child. Because the people who benefited from me going into the system were the child molesters, were the rapists, were the people who harmed me. While I was incarcerated for it. Well, I was forced into one abusive situation after another, after another, after another. Being forced drugs. Being abused. Being slammed on the floor for telling on people. You say, hey, if somebody does these bad things to you, you tell an adult. You tell an authority figure like a teacher or a police officer. But when you do, these people punish you for coming forward. To my knowledge, none of these foster parents paid to do the things that they did to me. Matter of fact, they got paid for doing those things to me. CPS got paid for these people doing these things to me. And to this day, my mom and dad don't give a shit. The fucked up thing is, many autistic traits are the very same traits that people who have endured long-term abuse exhibit. People who are sexually abused long-term. People who are physically abused long-term. I remember being in a foster home in Longmont, Colorado, right behind the cemetery. My foster parents, they got paid money. They would eat real food. Well, I got stuff from the food pantry that had fucking bugs in it. And I gotta tell you, I'd rather eat those bugs than get molested. I'd rather eat those bugs than get raped. I'd rather eat those bugs than take the drugs that they give you. Fuck you fucking cowards. Fuck the government. Fuck the police. Fuck CPS. And fuck you. You crooked pieces of shit. The laws are set up so that people who are broke can be victimized at the expense of the taxpayer dollars. And who benefits from this? The predators fucking benefit from this. Why? Because that dude who got his neck broken in prison, he can have little girls sent to you, or little boys sent to you as a government official. You know what? It's pretty much guaranteed that as soon as that guy got busted, they found somebody else to traffic them children. Meanwhile, we got principals who are anti-gay, anti-LGBTQ, or whatever you want to call it nowadays. Meanwhile, they're getting busted soliciting sex from same-sex prostitutes or just children of their same gender. Fuck all of you. I'm standing up for your rights, you fucking cowards. I'm doing so without a gun. You fucking pieces of shit. All of you who turned a blind eye to this situation, all of you who played victim, I hope those things happen to you. I hope that the people who did those things to me, and did those things to Natalie, and did those things to many other children that you don't give a fuck about, I hope those people get a hold of you. I hope they get a hold of your children, so you will stop turning a blind eye, you fucking cowards.